So we logged into our DVWA and we have used the username admin and the password to get access to our darn vulnerable web app. Let's go to the setup and create or reset the database just to make sure that everything is working. That looks good. The setup was successful. And then come down to the DVWA security and we're going to turn that down to low to get us started. We'll use low security so that we can try a few different types of attacks. The first one is going to be a cross-site scripting, or XSS. Let's click on cross-site scripting reflected, and I'm doing this from my Microsoft Edge browser for a reason. This cross-site scripting reflected, XSS reflected. Well, let's see how the script works. If I say my name is Fred and click submit, I can see that this, first of all, does a couple of things. It says hello Fred. And because I'm using low security, it not only reflects Fred to the screen or just prints whatever I've typed in, it also includes it in the URL up here. So name equals Fred. What if I said name equals Barney? And hit enter. Notice I just said hello Barney. Well, you can see I've already typed in a script down here. I'm using the script tag from HTML to include some JavaScript. So I've typed in script, so angle bracket, S-C-R-I-P-T. And this is what we mean by cross-site scripting. We're actually going to launch a script in our browser instead of saying my name there. Alert, A-L-E-R-T, open and close parentheses. Then a semicolon is optional. And then we'll do an angle bracket / script. And hit submit. And you see that it pops up a window here. The site says OK. And it says, hello, why didn't it say a name? Well, that's because it actually ran this script. Let's put something different inside that script. Instead of nothing inside those parentheses, let's say, quote, you have been hacked. Exclamation point, quote, and submit. And the site says you have been hacked. Well, it's actually the site that has been hacked just a little bit. And notice it doesn't say a name down here because it said that script up there. But I'm going to choose that script and I'm going to highlight that whole thing. I'm going to Control A to highlight it all and Control C to copy it. And we have just run a script inside a web page from our web server. I'm going to go to the XSS stored and put a name in of Fred or whatever you like as the name there. And you can see that this is going to be a guest book, so it's going to store this in a database. So I'm going to paste that script alert and sign the guest book. Well, now the site says you have been hacked. And there's no message under Fred. Well, if I click away and then come back to stored, every time I come to this page now, it's going to say you've been hacked because it's stored that script that I wrote as my message. So instead of printing out a comment, every time I come to this page, it's going to tell me I've been hacked. Now that's a pretty simple example here with just this one simple script. But you could insert a really complex script in here that pops up fake antivirus that says, an attack has been detected on your computer. Click here to remove this virus, or even worse. Well, let's see just one other possibility. Let's say that instead of letting people see this page, I want to pop up the hacked, and then instead of an alert, I want to say, let's go ahead and let's copy this. So I'm going to copy everything that I just typed in, and I'm going to come over to Google Chrome on Windows 10 and try the same thing. I'll use DVWA here, and admin and password. And I will come to the security, set it to low, and come to the cross-site scripting store. Now see, I'm on a different browser, different computer even I could be, and that is going to be up there. But if I try to enter that same script here and sign the guest book, it's going to tell me from Chrome that there was unusual code on this page and blocked it. Well, Chrome is trying to protect us from what it's called reflected cross-site scripting. So if I come back here And now it says I've been hacked twice. So it protected me when I signed this and submitted it, because Google Chrome and Firefox will both detect that you have submitted a script and it is run in your browser immediately on the next page. It's been reflected. But if I go back to that page, it's going to say you've been hacked several times, because all of those are being stored in the database. Now, anytime you want to clean that database up, you can do that out here just by coming back to setup and telling it to reset the database. We don't want to do that yet because we want to see it running on my local computer. Well, I'm actually going to use my host machine and open up Chrome and come to the same server. 10.0.3.5 is my Metasploitable box. Come to DVWA. The username is admin and the password is password. Change your security to low. Submit. And come back to that cross-site scripting stored. And it's pulling up all of those. The site has been hacked. Well, let's do an even sneakier cross-site scripting attack, an even more possibly damaging attack. I'll just put a name of visitor. But this time I'm going to paste that whole tag. And instead of that simple alert message inside my script tag here, I'm going to redirect this browser to a completely different web page. That means whenever someone visits this site, they're not going to be able to stay on this page. It's going to pop up a couple of "You've been hacked" windows, but it's actually going to redirect their browser, take them to a different website. And I could put a hacker website, I could put my own attacking website or something like that in here, but I'm just going to say one example is window.location equals, and we just need to give it http:// let's say ge.com. Because there's a limit on the number of characters that this guest book will allow. This should take the user to the generalelectric.com site when they load this page. So I'm signing the guest book. The page has been hacked. The page has been hacked. Well, now Google, of course, Chrome is saying there's something wrong with this page. It's detected something unusual. So we're going to say you've been hacked, and look at that. So I reload this page. So come to cross-site scripting stored, hacked, and I can't even open the page. It says hacked. So come to cross-site scripting stored, hacked, and GE loads. So cross-site scripting is real, and it can destroy your web page, your website, your web application. Unfortunately, we can do even more complicated things besides just alerts and window.location, and we can actually set people up for hacking through a company's web page or website. An easy way in PHP to protect against this is to strip tags so that no one can enter tags directly into the web page. We'll talk about that at the very end of this section after we see some SQL injection examples coming up next.